Good, Jane? We're good? Okay. Look at Bud's name tag. It's got to know. Look at Bud's name tag. Good evening, everyone. This is the Board of Trustees' regular meeting. It's December 11th, 2018 at 7:30 p.m. This is meeting number 2018-27. Jane, please take the roll.
President Barry?
Here.
Trustee Olenichek will not be here tonight. Trustee Desmond will not be here tonight. Trustee Phelan?
Here.
Trustee Warder?
Here.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Here.
We
Thank
do
you.
have a quorum.
Would everyone rise for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We have public comments as the next agenda item. I'd like to call Mr. John Benoit up. You're going to talk about the train station floor. John, you have 3 minutes, and please let us know if you're an Oak Lawn resident.
Yes, I'm an Oak Lawn resident. I'm also the chairman of the Architectural Design and Review Committee. I just have a couple of comments on the Public Works decision to replace the stone floor in the Patriot Station with an epoxy floor. First of all, I'd like to know, I don't know if there was ever a public meeting to discuss this held. If so, I apologize, I wasn't able to be there. If not, they should, I believe that the Public Works Department should at least have come to a meeting of the ADRC to discuss this replacement, because the ADRC would have resoundingly rejected this proposed floor replacement. The replacement that they are proposing to do is essentially an epoxy paint to replace the stone floor. This floor has an approximate lifetime of 2 to 3 years maximum, versus a well-maintained stone floor which can last a decade or more. If they're looking for a maintenance-free option, this is not one. Their maintenance is still will be required to keep this floor from discoloring and disintegrating. In their proposal, they don't discuss what's happening to the existing recessed walk-off mats. Are they being removed? Are they being worked around? And nothing in the specification required a moisture barrier between the existing slab and the new epoxy floor. Without that moisture barrier, this floor will fail by bubbling within a short period of time. Second of all, aesthetically, this is a terrible idea. It's completely incompatible with the existing finishes within the train station. That train station has stone, brick, and wood finishes. The epoxy floor will look like is incompatible with that. It will look like an afterthought, which in many cases I think it is. If they don't, once they remove this stone floor, they will have to ramp up to the existing doors. What will result is an uneven-looking floor that will actually help puddle water and make it a safety hazard. So in summary, I think the village needs to, we deserve better than just this epoxy floor. It should be, we should actually have some sort of public comment on this, and at the very least, Public Works from now on should be required to bring these projects such as these to the Architectural Design and Review Committee for comment, at least comment and not necessarily approval, but comment and suggestions. So that's all I had on that.
Thank you very much, Jen.
Sure.
Okay, item 4, swearing in of Oak Lawn Police Department personnel. I'd like to call up Police Lieutenant Edward Clancy, Police Sergeant James Hunt, Police Officer Alan Kirchhoff. And Jane, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we'll start, I guess, with Ed. Miss Lieutenant Clancy? I'm good. How are you?
It's a good thing. This is another great night in Oak Lawn. The other one was. Nothing better than promotions and hiring a new officer, so my friend Bud here does a great job for us. Swear you in? I, Edward Clancy,
I, Edward Clancy,
having been promoted
having been promoted
to the rank of Police Lieutenant
to the rank of Police Lieutenant
in the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook,
in the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Police Lieutenant
of Police Lieutenant
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Is any family you want to introduce here?
I got my wife Kelly out there, my cousins Jimmy and Tommy, my sister, and a bunch of friends. My brother-in-law Bill, retired CPD, so got a lot of friends and family here.
Very good. Police Sergeant James Hunt.
Another great officer. I just had the pleasure of meeting your parents, and they're just as nice as you are, Jim, so thank you. Okay, here we go. I, James Hunt,
I, James Hunt,
having been promoted
having been promoted
to the rank of Police Sergeant
to the rank of Police Sergeant
in the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook,
in the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Police Sergeant
of Police Sergeant
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Any family you want to introduce?
Thank you. I'd like to introduce my wife Nora, who's sitting in the audience. The Hunt kids, they're all here. My mom and dad sitting in front of them. Two of my closest personal friends, Rich and Chris, that are here, and my sister-in-law Tracy, that's sitting in the back row, kind of.
And then Police Officer Alex Kershaw.
Told Alex the other day, we're getting younger looking every day. Really a nice guy. Okay, let's go slow for you. Here we go. I, Alex Kershaw,
I, Alex Kirchhoff,
having been appointed
having been appointed
to the office
to the office
of Police Patrol Officer
of Police Patrol Officer
in the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook,
in the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Police Patrol Officer
of Police Patrol Officer
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God. With me, I brought my beautiful mother, my grandma, who I hope to look as good as one day, and my girlfriend, Maddie.
Congratulations, everyone. Chief, anything you want to say?
I'll keep it short. It's a good night. I thank the board again for supporting the police department the way you do and keeping us staffed. The residents should be proud of that. We do have a fine police department. It's a great night in that we're promoting some great guys. It's a bad night because we're losing a great detective in Jimmy Hunt. Again, congratulations to the families. Thanks for coming out. And thank you, the board, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, the families are all free to stay for the whole meeting, but no one will hold it against you if you don't, if you want to leave. Feel free,
Can I leave?
and we'll give it a minute to clear. Congratulations again. Should have put Jim first.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Eyes get cold.
We're gonna let it clear. It takes a minute or two.
Okay, that's okay.
He's back there. He's sitting down, way in the back.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Give him a chance, right?
No.
Give me a chance.
Oscar, could you start the presentation? Get the first slide up there, please. Did you hear me, Jane? Did Oscar hear me? Oscar, can you start the presentation slide? Thank you.
Oh, they're gonna stay for the barber. He's the most popular guy in Oakland, the barber.
Okay. Can we get the projection screen down too, Oscar?
I think Larry's doing that.
Oh, thank you. Oscar, it's the Governor's Hometown Award we're going to do, that presentation.
I don't think he speaks in.
Oh, okay, he's going to run it from the podium. There we go. Item 5 tonight, we're going to keep the good news rolling, folks. Really, really great stuff. I'm going to call up Larry Fetchko to the podium. Larry, you are with School District 123. You have with you Paul Enderly, who's the superintendent. Paul, do you want to come up? And Dolly Foster with the Oaklawn Park District. Unable to make it, but here in spirit is someone from our Public Works Department, Gerald Ciccarillo, who's here in spirit rooting you guys on. But I want the board to know what transpired. Larry?
Okay. Yeah, we submitted a proposal to Serve Illinois for the Governor's Hometown Award that recognizes community projects in the state. We submitted the proposal. We were called down to Springfield to do a presentation. This is the presentation team, including Jerry Ciccarella, as Sandy mentioned. And we were notified afterwards that we had, in fact, won the Governor's Hometown Award for community projects in our population category. So felt pretty honored by that. We were also recognized as one of the 4 finalists to compete for the Governor's Cup, which is the #1 project in the state of Illinois. Sad to say, we didn't come home with the cup. I think we came in second, but we're not quite sure about that. But we were honored just to be included in that category. And that was a presentation at the Municipal League, which also included the activities where it was at the Governor's Mansion as well, too. So it was all around a good day. We have today, we kind of want to talk about the community garden because there's a lot of folks that really don't know about the community garden. So we're gonna take away that well-kept secret. So we have kind of an excerpt of the presentation that we did. And for us, growing together is much more than growing produce because really our presentation, our project was more about community efforts, community organizations working together to really do some great things, help a lot of folks in need, and really set the stage for further outgrowth. Our story, this is in compliance with the award criteria. We had to talk about need, resources, and impact. We kind of had a little bit of fun with this. We kind of added a twist to it. We added a kind of an analogy to a grow season. That is, taking the concept, growing it out, harvesting the results, and kind of resowing those efforts moving forward. So we talked about some foundational projects. We started off with talking about the move of the senior center. And the reason that's important in this case is that when we did that and they were moved to the old McGugan building, we had to expand the parking lot there to displace a small ball field. That gave rise to some unused green space. The tree nursery is also a great story, and these are pretty in-depth green projects that we worked together on. All 3 of those entities worked on this. And that, to this date, is still the only school-based tree nursery in the state of Illinois. so we're pretty proud of that as well, too. A couple other green projects, we've included senior leaf raking there on the lower right. That's probably more of a brown project than a green project, but these are all good examples of satisfying a need in the community, and yet learning to work together. And this really all came to fruition at a Village Green Team. All three of those organizations were represented. The Park District was talking about a need for a location. We said we think we've got the ideal location. Wheels started turning, and the rest is really history. And again, we had to establish some of the needs. So from the school district, we want to repurpose that unused green space, create some curriculum for our students. For the village, there's an opportunity to enhance senior programming at the location. Not sure where that went out. Okay. And then for the Park District, they wanted that great horticultural footprint, including a monarch habitat as well. So we also added some long-term needs. So even though we're a financially sound community, we do have some folks that are in need. So we addressed that food issue. Also talked about satisfying some needs of the passionate gardeners in the community, as well as celebrating success as a community creating that visual point of pride. So resources then, we talked about physical location. Funding came primarily from the Park District. Dolly got some grant money as well. Materials, we were environmentally conscious with those. And but this was really all about the volunteers. So what started as really blighted property, the first effect was bringing in the water. That's where the village came in. Jerry did a great job that day of presenting what it took to excavate, roughly 300 feet to bring the water to the site of the location, and then the internal water distribution and setting that up internally as well. Dolly did a great job of talking about erecting the fence, leveling the site, and then we got into the guts of the actual garden. So the senior raised beds was the first thing that we installed near the entrance to the facility. Dolly kind of walked through her provisions to establish the pantry garden and kind of her concept of allocating between the pantry garden, which is all volunteer, and the allotment garden, which folks are renting for $15 or $20 a grow season, everything available there. Now we had a tremendous amount of volunteers involved in this project. We took this after one of our site development dates. We probably had 20 volunteers that already left before we took this picture. Great cross representation of the entire community. And, we've been kind of talking about and kind of getting you in the weeds of the project here a little bit. So we want to kind of give you a little bit of an overview. We also have included here some drone footage, which will give you an idea of the scale of this project. So this is a half-acre community garden. So if you haven't seen it, you got to take a ride by. In the
Can you say
foreground,
where it is, Larry?
pardon me?
Where is it?
It's on 104th and Cook Avenue.
Thank you.
It's on the north side of the old McGugan Junior High. In the foreground, you see those horse troughs, are raised beds to try to be ADA compliant for the seniors. You see on the left-hand side, this is the allotment beds, 45 allotment beds. On the upper right-hand side, you see the pantry beds. Folks working with those some reprocessed timbers to establish that. In the middle, in the background, you see what's left of the compost pile. Had a lot of folks working to help out on that. This is the parking lot. The senior center is right across from that parking lot. You see the shed we put up, primarily to service the pantry garden. But this kind of gives you a good idea, a good kind of quick overview of the site from 20,000 feet. From there, we went through planting, obviously growing. We had a great grow season. This is a picture that shows the pantry side of the garden, also shows the pollinator flower garden that was developed as well, too. You see we started, it's spaced out well so people can kind of take advantage of this. The gates are always open. People can kind of go in and take a look. Came to harvesting. We had everybody from preschoolers to middle schoolers to old schoolers involved in this case. We also had probably everybody in between, a lot of good groups, great opportunity to enhance curriculum for our students. This is one harvest, about 200 pounds. You see that we put it into containers that were manageable to fit so we can transport it. Anywhere between 3 and 10 different organizations benefited from the food product. So we talk about, kind of immediate impact, 86 raised beds, a lot of community pride. 2017, we had 1,200 pounds of produce delivered to our local food pantries. In 2018, we surpassed 2,000 pounds. And kind of a nice accolade at the end of the year, we received a recognition from the University of Illinois County Extension as a model for community gardens in the state of Illinois. So we addressed all of our short-term needs, our long-term needs. start wrapping up here. And then we talked about continuing outgrowth. We talked about foundational projects to begin with. And we built on those, we built on the other food service processing aspects and really created an expanded food network for those in need in the community. And that was, we looked at as kind of our model to further expand, and we're working on this expanded family and community resource network through the school district, but also involving assisting community volunteers as well, too. Dr. Enderle did a great job of kind of wrapping this up for us, addressing the impact of the community for the Oaklawn Community Garden and our family and community resource network. So that's the summary of the presentation.
Larry,
Kind of answer
all
questions.
the food went to area shelters that were from the public garden?
A variety.
variety?
Yeah, variety
then
of locations.
Can someone talk about the allotment gardens that residents can rent these? Many people don't know this, and many people are in condos or can't garden. Can someone just talk about what's available next year for residents?
Sure, I'm going to ask Dolly if you want to address that.
There are 52 allotment beds now, and they are for residents between $30 and $35 a piece to rent for the year. And you would have that allotment garden from April 1st until November 30th. This was the end of our third season, so the allotment garden is completely built out. Everyone who was a member of the allotment garden this year has the opportunity to become an allotment garden member next year and keep their bed. So I will not know how many beds I actually have to rent until February, until I have everybody re-registered and paid, and then the beds that are left open will be up for rental after that. So it's something that if you are interested or someone you know is interested, they should contact me directly through the Park District.
Can you give your phone number, or how can they reach you?
They can reach me probably the best way is through email. And my email address is on the website. You can access me there.
Okay, can you just say it just for the record?
Sure. My email address is dfoster@olparks.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this is such an inspiring project, and Larry did a fabulous job. I told him 2 to 3 minutes to condense a 20-minute presentation. So he really, he was talking fast. There's a lot of data in here, but this is what makes Oaklawn so wonderful, is people get an idea and they go with it, then they partner. And one of the things the judges and the Governor's Hometown Award commented on was that, it was truly a seamless integration of different, our park district, our school district, our village. Everyone contributed, and everyone wins when that happens. And so I just want to applaud you. I wanted to give you some time at our meeting. Tom, can you help show off the brand-new sign? This thing weighs about 40 pounds, so I asked. And I'd like to do a photo, maybe. Anyone? No. But these are hard to get, these Governor Hometown Awards, and this is pretty awesome, so. Tom's hiding. Anyone? Okay. Larry? Larry?
Larry, get in
Keep
there.
holding it a little while longer, Tom.
Yeah.
And Trustee Olenichuk, again, is active in our green team. He's sorry he couldn't be here, as well as Jerry Chickarillo. How you doing, Tom?
Face is a little red.
Thank you. And I just want to give them a round of applause for well done.
I want to say one last thing, that working with the Park District, the school district, and the village has been one of the greatest things about my job. I really love partnering with these guys. It's been a fun project.
Thank you. And the photos behind you, can you talk about the monarch butterflies there?
The monarch butterflies are butterflies that I raise. It's my thing that I do during the summer. I'm kind of like a slave to the caterpillars. So these butterflies here were butterflies that I brought the first day that the middle school kids came over from school to help us with the harvest, and so we released them together.
That's cool.
And,
And they're going to go all the way to Mexico?
They are already in Mexico. Yes, they're already there.
Butterflies.
They're already there.
Okay, thank you very much. Paul, anything you want to say? No. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to call up Barber Jim to the podium next. More good news. He's got the- One sec. I think you are a pretty popular guy.
My customers made me.
Well, I have a proclamation to read here. Do you want any of your family to stand with you?
Yes, I-
Okay,
my wife.
let's call up your wife then, please. Anyone else? That's it? Okay, sounds like everyone. Come on.
This is Mayor Burry.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. And let's. Hi. Nice to meet you. Hi.
This is my son.
Nice to meet you. Very good. And let's stand around. This is a proclamation of the Village of Oak Lawn called Barber Jim. Whereas James DeSimone, Barber Jim, has been a barber for 48 years, and whereas Barber Jim has decided to retire at the end of December 2018, and whereas James DeSimone's Barber Jim's Barbershop, known as Gentleman's Preferred, has been a favorite barbershop in Oak Lawn for years for both young and old. Whereas James DeSimone, Barber Jim, has had a trophy case proudly displaying hats from fire and police departments, professional football and baseball teams, and local high school sports teams. And whereas James DeSimone, Barber Jim, is a proud graduate of Catholic education and proudly displays Catholic high school pennants and pictures from those learning institutions. And whereas James DeSimone, Barber Jim, is proud of his Italian heritage and his roots his roots planted on Taylor Street in Chicago, and therefore I, Village President Sandra Berry, along with the Board of Trustees, proudly recognize James DeSimone, Barber Jim, and his service as a barber in the Village of Oak Lawn, dated this 11th day of December, 2018. Congratulations. Like to say any?
I came to Oak Lawn March 4th of 1972. I came here with a full head of hair and pimples all over my face. But I just want to say that I had a great time in Oak Lawn. I can't say enough about it. And I'll always have the memories of every one of the people that walked through that door, and the number of people that came to me, and I had a great time. I owe everything to probably two entities in my life. One of them is my wife, Susan. She believed in me when there were times I didn't believe in myself. She was always there for me. And when I married her, when we were leaving the hall, whatever it was, the banquet hall, she came to me and she took my hand in hers and she told me, "Will you hold my hand forever?" Well, I've been holding her hand for 48 years. And I'm going to hold it for 48 years. There's nothing more I can say other than there's three little things I just want to say. Is the previous mayor here in Oak Lawn, Mr. Heilman, lost his wife, and I could not imagine ever losing my wife and the pain that he must be going through. And when I saw read the article and saw the pictures, it really moved me. And my wife is a voracious reader, and it'll take just a second, but I'd like, if the mayor, if he's not here, or if he's going to listen to this, is it all right, Mayor, if I?
Sure.
This is for Dave Heilman, and Ed Weston, is he here? Ed, this is for your wife too, who passed on. This is by Mary Elizabeth Fry. It says, "Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am a thousand winds that blow. I am the diamond glint on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I'm not there. I did not die. They'll be with you again." The second thing I'd like to say is Danny Griffin here? Danny, come here, will you? Danny Griffin has been a customer of mine ever since he was a tiny little lad, and I'm very proud of Danny. Danny is, he went to law school, became a state's attorney. After he became a state's attorney, Danny went into the service, and he became a major. Danny has 2 Bronze Stars with Valor, and he's now a U.S. attorney and a federal prosecutor. He, in fact, prosecuted several of the terrorists in Guantanamo, and I'm very proud of him.
When I was in Afghanistan, I couldn't leave that country without sending Jim a postcard from there, and he had it up in his barber shop for years. So thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
And as we pay our veterans what they deserve to say, when we see a hat, I know my wife is a special on that. If she sees a hat with World War II or Vietnam, or she'll walk up to them and shake their hand and say thank you for their service. But Danny fought a war in foreign land. Our policemen every day fight a domestic war. And do we ever thank them? Do we ever go to a police officer and shake their hand as we shake a veteran's hand? They're fighting with domestic war. Every day they work hard. And I know these gentlemen here that are before me are some of the best policemen that are in the police department. And I don't want to embarrass Pat Kern once, but one time Pat was, I don't even know if I should say this, but Pat was.
I heard the story.
Pat was detailed to the DEA, and when he was detailed to the DEA, I asked him just once, I said, "Pat, you got a family, you got 3 kids to support, you got a mortgage, you got car payments." And especially with DEA, you see a lot of money laying around. And I said, "Did you ever just want to just pick up a chunk?" Just one chunk. And Pat looked at me, and I think he was a little, I don't know if he was hurt by what I said, but he said, "Jim, do you honestly think that I would destroy my family, my wife, my kids, my mom and dad for a couple of bucks?" And that moved me. It really moved me by what he did and saying something like that. Gino, one of my close friends, calls me at 9:30 at night because I had a toothache. You want my wife to look at it. She's these are the kind of people that are on your police department. Shake their hand, tell them thank you. They did a heck of a job to do what they're doing. And that one more thing I do want to say, and it's important. Mrs. Quinlan, a long time ago when you were first running for office, your son John came to me to put a poster in the window at the barber shop. And when he did that, I looked at him and I said, "John, you love your mom, don't you?" And he said, "Well, of course I do." And I said, "Well, that's good enough for me." So I said, "We'll put this sign in the window." So we were putting another sign in in the grass, and he kept missing it with the hammer. I said, John, you took 18 swings with it. You only hit it. But he was a great boy. And when we put the sign in the window, and we put the sign in the lawn. And when we did that, you won the election. And I was proud of you. I didn't know you at that time. I never met you, but I was very proud of the fact. Well, I think it was the next day, and a woman walked in my barber shop with a big smile. That woman was you, Mrs. Quinlan. And that meant a lot to me.
Thank you. Me
It
too.
showed me your integrity and that you're here for all the people, not just some of them. You're not just here for the long ball hitters, you're here for people that play small ball.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you doing that and making me feel part of this.
Thanks, Jim.
That's all I got to say.
Thanks.
Thank you.
He didn't tell you that they stole the sign every night, though.
Paul, he didn't say they stole the sign every night. They wanted it every day.
That's awesome. That was great.
Oh, thank you. A lot of good news today. Thank you. And the Barber Jim fan club is clearing the room. What a nice crowd.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Jim.
Yeah. Most of them are from District 5. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In your district, the barber shop.
Thank you so much for coming out to support Barber Jim. Okay. Item 7 is approval of the meeting minutes of the regular meeting, minutes dated 2018-24, dated November 27th, 2018. May I have a motion, please? on
Motion to approve.
7, that was trustee Stalker. Second by trustee Vorder. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Phelan?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strite?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 8 is approval of the meeting minutes, special meeting minutes 2018-25, dated November 28th, 2018. May I have a motion on 8, please?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, trustee Stalker made that motion, seconded by
Second.
trustee Vorder. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Phelan?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strite?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 9, new business by village trustees. Trustee Strite.
Thank you, Mayor. Given this is our last meeting of the year, the last time I will see you before Christmas, I would like to wish the mayor, the clerk, the board, all of our staff, and of course, all of our residents, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's all I have this evening.
Thank you very much. District 4, trustee Vorder.
Thank you, Mayor. I too was going to say the same thing, Bob. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll look forward to doing another great year, okay, for the village of Oak Lawn in 2019.
Thank you. District 5, trustee Stalker.
Yeah, I just want to introduce you to firefighter Elfie. Firefighter Elfie is joined the Oak Lawn Fire Department to help educate some of our younger firefighters as to the value of smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, how to wear seat belts. He'll be shown in various safe locations, showing the kids how to act, and you know that firefighter Elfie always does the right thing in the right way, and he's watching the kids to make sure that they do the same thing. In addition, the fire department wants to make the holiday special for a child in need. The Oak Lawn EMS Fire Rescue Department is collecting new unwrapped toys, no stuffed animals, please, for their annual toy drive to benefit the patients at Advocate Children's Hospital in Oak Lawn through December 19th. Toys will be collected at all 3 fire stations located at 4401 West 103rd, 6451 West 93rd Place, and Station 3 right here, right next to the Village Hall. Oak Lawn firefighters will deliver the toys to the patients at Advocate Children's Hospital on December 20th. Toy collection boxes are available at each fire station, and I hope you'll take advantage of the opportunity to make a child at the hospital happy. That's it, thank you. And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Thank you. Trustee Phelan, District 6.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to talk a little bit regarding the holiday on a not-so-pleasant issue. I have a client who last Saturday was at a fitness center in Orland Park. Somebody stole his wallet, and within 3 hours, charged $55,000 worth of merchandise on 4 or 5 different cards. And I was out of town, and he was texting me back and forth. It was a Saturday. And I only say that to remind everybody, holidays a great time. You know, we should all celebrate, but be mindful of that fact. And you know, when you're out shopping with your purses and wallets and bags, it's a way more sophisticated world nowadays. And of course, you will get reimbursed, and you know, insurance will cover it. But I want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, New Year. But don't forget, be mindful.
Thank you. And too bad we can't have a little Elfie everywhere to remind us.
Bud special.
Yeah, lucky guy.
In what way?
Thank you. Item 10, Village Manager's Report. Larry?
Mayor, I could not add anything to that presentation of Barber Jim. That was phenomenal, and the turnout for him. So a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you, and particularly to Barber Jim and his family.
Thank you. Item 11 is our consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine or have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Trustees and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item 11A, Ordinance 182788, an ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes for the tax year 2018, collectible during the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2019, and ending December 31st, 2019, for the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook, State of Illinois. B is Ordinance 182789, ordinance providing for the reduction or abatement of the Corporate Debt Service Fund for the 2018 tax levy. 11C, Ordinance 182790, an ordinance adopting the 2019 Village of Oak Lawn municipal budget. D, Ordinance 182791, an ordinance authorizing the repayment of an interfund loan between the Village of Oak Lawn Water and Sewer Retail Fund and the Cicero Avenue Gateway TIF. E, Resolution 182781, a resolution approving certain amendments to the village's capital loan and water and sewer capital loan agreements with First Midwest Bank. F is Resolution 182782, resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Oak Lawn and group member units of the Mutual Aid Box Alarm System. G is Resolution 182783, a resolution approving the First Amendment to a professional services agreement between the Village of Oak Lawn and Safe Built Illinois, LLC. H, Resolution 182784, resolution approving certain amendments to the Village of Oak Lawn Human Resources Manual. I, Resolution 182785, resolution approving an agreement between the Village of Oak Lawn and Chicago Strike Force. J, a request to approve the cancellation of the December 25th, 2018 Board of Trustees meeting. May I have a motion, please, on number 11?
Motion to approve.
Trustee Vorder made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Stalker is our second. Any discussion?
I'd like item H removed.
Item H like Harold? Okay. Any other discussion? So we are voting on everything except item H. Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Phelan?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Stripe?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 11H is Resolution 182784, a resolution approving certain amendments to the Village of Oak Lawn Human Resources Manual. May I have a motion, please, on 11H?
Move to approve.
I'm sorry?
Move to approve.
Okay. We have a motion by Trustee Phelan, and second by Trustee Vorder. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, thank you.
Trustee Phelan.
I just wanted to remove this to talk about it for a minute. We have excellent employees here. We talk about them frequently, our police, fire, public works, finance. Dan Omasinski's our Human Resources Director, has been for more than a decade. And in this environment we're in, overly litigious, ever-changing world, it's not an easy job. He doesn't get talked about often, if at all. And very rarely does he get to enjoy the positive aspects of working for the Village of Oak Lawn. So I just want to take a minute to thank Dan for all of his work. He's almost a one-person operation. I know he has some support, but 300-plus employees and kind of runs a show. So Dan, I just want to thank you, and that's it.
That's wonderful. Any other discussion on 11H? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Phelan?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 12 is Village Clerk's report. Jane?
Approval of semi-monthly disbursements, number 2018-23D, dated December 11th, 2018, in the amount of $14,948,604.32.
Thank you. May I have a motion on 12A, please?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Trustee Vorder. Do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Stalker. Any discussion here? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Phelan?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Just one more thing, Mayor. I wanted to talk a little bit about School District 125, and you never hear much about it. I'm actually in the district, but a friend of mine sent me an email, and I want to read this for you. Hamlin Upper Grade Center, under the leadership of Principal Lisa Doig in Alsip, Illinois, serves the 6th to 8th grade students in the southeast section of Oak Lawn within the boundaries of Atwood Heights School District 125. Hamlin recently received a prestigious exemplary designation on the recently released State of Illinois report card. This is an extremely hard honor to earn. In order for a school to be ranked as exemplary, the students must be performing in the top 10% of schools to receive this honor, which measured students' year-over-year improvement on standardized tests. Keep up the great work, Hamlin, and thanks for sharing the story.
Thank you. Anything else, Jane?
That's it.
Okay, 13 is Village President's report. Oscar, can you drop the, or start the presentation? Thank you. Larry and I sat in, along with staff, on a presentation November 28th on the PACE Pulse program. And I know many residents always are frustrated with how transportation is on the south side versus the north side. We don't have the Ls. Our train schedule should be much more robust than it is, but we make do. And, you know, those of us who ride buses or who have ridden buses, you know, they don't have that kind of rapid kind of connotation. It's a little bit, you know, no one really enjoys riding the bus. But trains are fun, you know, L's are fun, but the buses, we have buses. So PACE is really trying to change that, and they're creating a bus line within the PACE system called Pulse. And these Pulse buses are going to have a very unique look about them, and they're going to have really cool stuff about them. So I just wanted to tell you, this is in the planning phase right now, but I was pretty fired up and excited as someone who spent many years taking public transit everywhere. They want the bus service to be very attractive. So they said, well, we're going to have limited stops, so it'll be kind of like an express bus, but each bus is going to have inside Wi-Fi, USB charging ports. They're going to have a device on this bus that as they get close to a red light, it's going to shorten it, and it's going to extend green lights. So, like, if you want to get on the fast track and get there faster than about anyone, it's these buses. So, the route you see in purple is already done, and they're implementing now the green, and Oak Lawn is in that. So, kind of exciting. This is kind of what they'll look like inside. And I want to draw attention to that special bus stop there. It's really unique. It's going to have a 12-inch raised platform, so you don't have to step up if you're disabled to get on. It's just like walking, level with the bus. They're going to have heated elements under the sidewalk there, so if it snows or is icy, all the snow and ice are going to melt. I thought that was really cool. Those bus shelters are going to be heated. There's little maps on the shelter, on the panel there. And you know how if you're waiting for an L, it'll say when the next train's coming? It'll say when the next Pulse bus is coming. So I think that's pretty cool. There'll be landscaping and customized panels for community branding. That's a side view of those specialized train stations, or bus stations, excuse me. And you can really see how nice that sign is. It gives a nice identity. This is lockstep in line with the 95th Street corridor plan. You could see the map there on that sign. That's another view. And another view. And I just love that it'll have maps, it'll have opportunities for advertising, it'll have opportunities for us to have each one say the Village of Oak Lawn, so it'll be nice for community branding. And that's one of the signs being made in the factory. You could see the quality there. This is really a big deal. And they're planning it through mid-2019. They're in the design phase in 2020 and expect construction 2021 through 2023, contingent on funding. So these are the stops that they're proposing. Our village manager and I both feel strongly that we need an additional stop. We're hoping to get one in our town center. We all think the new Pete's Fresh Market site would be a great site for this while they're planning it. But I know this was in the board's packet, but I also wanted the community to know about it and just give the board a little more detail. This is pretty exciting stuff. So we're not going to get an L down 95th Street, but these Pulse buses are pretty exciting. And I love Wi-Fi on the bus. Like, that's crazy. I'd love that. So any questions from anyone? So 2018's been a wonderful year. I want to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and 2019 is going to be wonderful in the Village of Oak Lawn. All the best to you and your families. Thank you very much. Let me go back to the agenda here. Item 15, I'm sorry, this is 14, excuse me. I can't just go to adjourn, sorry, Paul. He says no, we have to do 14. Executive Session 2018-10 for the purpose of 1, discussing information regarding the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee or employees of the village, and 2, approval of closed meeting minutes 2018-09 dated October 23rd, 2018. May I have a motion, please, on 14?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Trustee Vorder made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Stalker is our second. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Phelan?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. The time's 8:23. We're going to go into executive session, and that means that you guys have to clear the room. You're done. If you need anything signed. What school are you guys from? Richards, very good. Okay, so if you need anything signed or anything, but the meeting's done as far as the public part, hi.